It's fine to celebrate success, but it is more important to heed the lessons of failure. Bill Gates.
And what is up, my guys? My name is Edward Gian Miranda, and for our today's vlog, I'm going to talk about Windows operating system. The things that I'm going to talk about is first, a brief history about the operating system, and for my main topic, I'm going to talk about Windows 10 and its main features. So without
Now, I won't get into much detail about the different versions of Microsoft Windows because believe me, that will take a lot of time. As in, a lot of time. Instead, I will only talk about Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8, and 8.1. So without further ado, let's start. So let's start with a brief history of Windows. One of the most prominent versions of Windows is XP, its codename being Whistler, and it was released on October 25, 2001. Did you know that XP stands for experience, and it approximately sold more than 400 million copies globally in the first 5 years? Now, time for some quick facts about Windows XP. Number 1, most ATMs are running on Windows XP. Number 2, the support for XP ended in 2014. That's pretty sad. Number 3, the developmental process for Windows 8, making it more similar to XP, is a popular opinion. And number 4, the Rolling Hills background for XP sold for millions of dollars, the photographer being Charles O'Rear. The next one is Windows Vista, its codename being Longhorn, and it was released on November 8, 2006. Did you know that Windows Vista had a lot of negative criticisms due to security, performance issues, driver support, and product activation? Now, time for some quick facts about Vista. Did you know that the OS felt a bit too new and heavy for some of the PCs back then, which meant that the OS was pretty slow? Number 2, the OS had a lot of driver compatibility issues which gained tons of criticism. Now, if you want to check more of that criticism, I'll leave it in the description below. On to the next one. It's Windows 7, its codename being Windows 7. Well, that's pretty anticlimactic if you ask me. The manufacturing started on July 22, 2009, and it became generally available to the public on October 22, 2009. Time for some quick facts about Windows 7. Number 1, 240 million per year were sold in its first year, means that Microsoft sold 657,534,000 Windows 7 copies per day, 27,397 copies per hour, and 7.6 copies each second. Number 2, it only took 6 months for Microsoft's OEM partners to fully adapt and embrace Windows 7. Number 3, the successor of Windows Vista currently accounts for a usage share of 17.10% and surpassed its predecessor in terms of audience in July 2010, 1 year after it was released to manufacturing. That's pretty impressive. Now, Windows 8's codename is just 8. It's plain and simple. I like that. It was released for the general public on October 26, 2012. Now, there has been several complaints with Windows 8 that Microsoft released an update just to bring back the Windows Start menu on Windows 8.1. Now, a short quick fact about Windows 8. Windows 8 has a specially designed touch-based interface that is easy to use on touch-based devices. Now, I will show you a short clip about it being utilized on a touchscreen device. Now, the moment we've been all waiting for, the main topic for today, Windows 10 and its best features. Microsoft Windows is called Windows so that you can open multiple tabs so that you can multitask. Back then, it wasn't utilized much properly due to hardware issues, but now that the computer hardware has gone through a lot and evolved, you can utilize the multitasking much pretty easy and very efficiently. As you can see now, I only opened 1, 2, 3, 4 tabs, but now I can also use different desktops just like this. I only opened code blocks here, but in the first desktop, I opened 4, which means that multitasking is much easier and much slicker than before. Now, Xbox is a gaming console owned and created by Microsoft. If you guys don't know what Xbox is a gaming console next to PlayStation. Mainly, gaming consoles are only used for gaming, not for computing and using other kinds of stuff. Its focus is only gaming. Now, if you guys didn't know, you can also use if you guys own an Xbox, you can use your computer to connect it. But unfortunately, I do not have an Xbox. But it does an Xbox game mode in which you are able to record gaming moments. Just like what I'm going to show you. In here, you can see one of my moments in this game. Back then, you can only use third-party applications such as Bandicam to record gaming moments or other. But now you can also use other in-game or other implemented features in Windows 10. For others, it might not seem that too important, but it is good that Microsoft implemented the way that you can customize your own Windows 10. By adding simple colors, you can change your Windows 10 from light to dark mode, just like this. For me, being too light, it's much harder for me to see anything, which is why I prefer it dark. Just like this. See? It's now much better to look at. Now, one of the best things that Microsoft implemented is the fact that you can see the CPU usage, memory usage, disk usage, Ethernet usage or the internet usage, and of course, the GPU usage. Now, if you guys want more concrete info, you can also use the built-in resource monitor in which it lets you see the CPU usage within the last 60 seconds, disk usage per MB or per second, network per 10 kilobytes per second, memory per 100 volts per second. Now, this is definitely a good thing if you guys are very conscious of how your computer is performing. If you guys are lagging or experiencing slow performance, you can definitely check your performance usage, the GPU, Ethernet, disk, memory, and CPU. Most application or software are running well on Windows 10, but there are certain applications in which it needs older versions of Windows. Now, you might think that you want to downgrade your Windows version, but you can also not do that because Windows 10 has a program in which it lets you run older programs without downgrading, and that is running that application on compatibility mode. Now you can also search this in the search bar by pressing Windows key and S, just like this, and search compatibility, and now it will show you run programs made for previous versions of Windows, in which it will scan different kinds of application that needs older versions of Windows and lets you use it on your current OS. If you guys like my brief history about Windows and its different versions, and for my main topic that is the Windows 10 its best features, please do consider leaving a like and please do subscribe as well as it will help me. That's all. Thank you and see you in the next vlog.